What's up, everyone? So you guys might formerly know me as Clearly Reviews, and I do a lot of different cannabis-related content. One of the things that I'm going to be gearing towards focusing on is interviews and documentary-style videos. With this said, today we have a very cool interview with EAZY Buds. This is actually part 2. I posted the other part 1, which was about an hour and a half long. That one was jam-packed full of different things that are going to be very fun for you to listen to, so I highly recommend you actually fully watch that to the end. There's a lot of stuff, even at the end, that are going to be very interesting to listen to. With that said, same with this one. All the way to the end, I've found very interesting questions to ask Bobby, and this was a very cool opportunity to even ask him these questions. Of course, as I said, this is part 2, so you have the opportunity of watching like 2.5 hours of Bobby share his thoughts. I tried my best to actually allow him to get everything off his chest and not interrupt him at all. I think that this is the best way for anyone to feel comfortable enough to actually express themselves in whatever opinions they truly feel. With that said, I'm going to be doing a lot more interviews that are similar to this one, not just ones that are highlighting the more hype side of cannabis, but it's also going to be highlighting the more heady side as well. So that's what I'm going to be gearing towards. With all this said, I don't want to babble on for too long, ramble on for too long. Let's show what you guys came here to see. This is part 2 of a EAZY interview. This one is going to be one that sums up everything and also isn't going to be covering the stuff we've already talked about, so it's going to be interesting to actually follow along with. With that said, is there a recipe to success? Well, is the recipe to success just sacrificing time and overall just staying consistent with what you're doing?
I don't know if that's like the recipe per se, but they're obviously two extremely important parts of it. You know what I mean? Like I've all for my whole life, like one of my favorite quotes has been "consistency is key." Like you know what I mean? Because it really is. It a lot of it comes down to though. Like I know this sounds cliche to some people, but really self belief and like manifestation, like you know what I mean, like that shit really works. Like obviously I'm an outspoken person, so like you'll hear me, like when I speak about my brand, I speak about it in the terms of it being the best, like you know what I mean, because if I don't believe it's the best, why will anybody else believe it's the best? You know what I mean? So it's like it's like you have to say it over and over to yourself until you start to believe it, because if I, like I said, 'cause if I don't believe it, nobody else can say it. So that's how, like, but a lot of that self belief, though, consistency, like routine, like like successful people have a lot of like the 1% have a lot of things in common. I would be willing to bet they all wake up before 6 a.m. I'd be willing to bet they all work out at least 6 days a week. You know what I mean? Like I would assume most of them are in long-term relationships. They have a good girl behind this one too. They have a good. 100% of them have a great team.
Mm.
Like you know what I mean. So there is it's definitely a recipe, but obviously luck comes into play too. There's a lot of luck. I mean, at the right time. You know what I mean. But yeah, definitely consistency, routine, self-belief.
That leads me to a question then. I might as well ask it right now. Do you think that middlemen are essential in the growth of a brand? Do you think that it is always going to be the case where certain packs will hold more value in someone else's hand due to the factor that it is now going to have more hype behind it, seeing that it is valued by someone else and something along those lines? Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. The pack is not worth the same. Pack is not worth the same in two different people's hands.
Yeah.
There's no denying that. There's so many factors to it. Like, obviously they're not the exact same, but like Toyota owns Lexus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously they're not the same, but they're pretty fucking similar. Like, you know what I mean? Same people making them are making both cars. Like, but obviously one's worth more because, just the name attached to it. But no, I mean, people, bro, it's just life. Like, some people have a bigger following, some people have better branding, some people have a more well known brand. So it's like that, like, it's always going to be like that. Like who has the most value? Like you know what I mean? Like there's so many factors into it that come along. Brand recognition is an extremely important factor. Like if I don't know, give me let me give you an example. I'm trying to think of one. Like if I drop a permanent marker or Dozer drops a permanent marker, Dozer is always going to beat mine because he's the originator of it. You know what I mean? So it's worth more in his hands than my hands. But a candy packet's probably worth more in my hands than his hands. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like it's all about who what the product is and who the audience is. Like to
Fair.
find out its true value.
Well, let me ask this: how much did you bet on the Celtics?
Oh my god, bro! I got a lot of bets out there. Real talk. I see the jersey too. Um, I did like. No, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got a lot of bets out there. I genuinely don't believe it's a tough series. Like in all honesty, I think they'll be lucky to win a game. It's just too many mismatches across the board. Just that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting one. But do you follow a certain diet?
Oh my god, dog! If I 8 hours supposed to eat, like bro, I go to the gym 6 days a week. Like you feel me? Like I'm up at 5:55. I'm at the gym by 6:45. I do a 20-minute steam. Then I'd go on the stairmaster. I do abs. Then I start with my personal trainer at 8. Like, but dog, I mean, I come out. I eat breakfast every day, and then like my thing is cheeseburgers, bro. I had a cheeseburger last night, dog. Like I can't. Yeah, I mean, I eat good, but I definitely don't eat great. Like, yeah, I definitely don't eat great, but I eat good. Like,
Yeah.
I could be a little bit more disciplined. That's my weakness, bro. I get, I get the munchies, obviously,
So
for sure.
you would say when you get the munchies, your go to is a cheeseburger.
Bro, it's so true. Like, yeah, I can't even lie. Like, I like LA has great cheeseburgers. They got mediocre pizza, but they got great cheeseburgers.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, no, my fucking thing is with the munchies is like I really only try to eat twice a day. I try to eat breakfast and dinner, but like when you're in the office and you're smoking, like come 4:30, it's like tough, bro. 'Cause I eat breakfast at like 10, and then I don't eat dinner till like 7. So like at 4:30 meal, and then I eat another full meal at 7. Like is the killer. Like, that's the killer right there.
Yeah, I can't even
The
do that.
office, everybody got the munchies, so we're ordering delivery. You know what I mean? So
Well,
who the fuck knows what we're eating?
I what's it called? I ate two burgers yesterday, so I can't act anything too
Yeah, bro.
bad.
LA
Breakfast are
got
just
fire cheeseburgers.
I definitely
They
hear you
do.
out there. But let me ask this:
Yeah.
how do you look at the people who actually spray weed? Do you look down on them, or do you look at them as people are just hustlers?
Nah, bro, you can't like I said before, like bro, it's not my place to judge people. Like there's a point in life like where you have to not you, I'm just saying in general, but like where people just have to understand like yo, it's just business, dog. Like people have families. This is like like if you're in New York and you're on the like you're the person breaking it down. Like let's just say you're a regular vendor from say New York, Boston, wherever. You know what I mean? And like you have to fill a menu, and like a lot of that comes from it's like what are my clients asking for? You know what I mean? Not every vendor can come to LA and get in my office or get in Tenko's office or get in Ryan's office direct. Like you know what I mean? So it's like when you're the one selling the eights, it's like you have to meet your demands. Like the people on the street buying eights, I'm sure they're hitting up their favorite local vendor, and they're like, "Yo, I want the EAZY, I want the dozer, I want the candy shop, but I also want the sprinkles or whatever the case may be." Like you know what I mean? And eventually, bro, if somebody asks you enough for it, like at the end of the day, I know it sounds black and white, but it's just your job. Like you know what I mean? Like that's their job to give, their client what they're asking for the most.
I get it. What would you say? Do you think that it is wise for someone like Trump to use rappers as almost a influence in building a buzz around his campaign?
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, you know how it goes, right? Like, first of all, this is all one big fucking joke that we're living in right now because, I mean, it has to be at this point, right? I mean, doesn't it have to be at this point? This shit can't be real. But it's like, if you're looking for a certain voter, like a young urban voter, like, why not fucking put their favorite rapper on there? You know what I mean? I mean, like the guy, he if you give him credit in one thing and not like I don't know your political views, but that's irrelevant. Like it's like he knows how to get like the pot stirring and like the people talking about him and creating hype and like it's just he's good at that. Like but just the way my mind works, I kind of just look at like the business side of everything. You know what I mean? And like the way he runs his business, like he's trying just like anybody else. You're trying to not attack. You're trying to reach a certain market and a certain audience, and like he knows what his audience wants. Like you know what I mean? And
Definitely.
but that goes to the strength of being a good businessman. Like it's not always about what you like. It's about what your target audience and your target market like and what they want. Because a lot of times what you like is pretty much irrelevant.
Would you say that the so-called trap is better under Biden or Trump?
Well, no, no, no. I gotta you see, but so like, so I was a custody during COVID. Like I
Really?
wasn't, we weren't who we are now. So like, I have a totally different perspective on it back then because I was the one fucking getting taxed, paying 6,000 for pounds that are now under 4,000. You
Wow.
know what I mean? Like, so, but I would say that the average person, the average trapper would definitely say like but again, it's just timing. They would probably say it was from just in the sense that's when the pandemic checks were hitting, and what do you call this shit, the EDD, and like you know what I mean. But that's just because he was president during it. If the situation reversed and maybe Biden was president, then maybe the same thing happened. You know what I mean? But again, it goes back to timing is everything. But I would say just that because you hear it out here all the time. Oh man, I wish it was the pandemic again. Everybody had money, bro. Everybody had money. Like I wish I was in the position I'm in now back then. But again, I was a custody back then. I wasn't who I am now. So I
Yeah.
never got the benefits of it.
I know, I agree with that. I think that it is definitely a hard thing to compare, but it's definitely something that I think a lot of people are actually taking notice to and actually kind of shedding a light on right now, which is definitely something I thought is interesting to
Yeah,
get people's opinions on. With that said, the Little Uzi Vert collab was that official?
yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Do you think that
I got pictures of him now. So, all right. So, I mean, look, everybody knows who he is from what they see and think, bro. He's a weird guy.
yeah,
Like, let's just call a spade, right? He's a weird guy, big personality. Like like this morning, I have pictures in my phone right now of him in the studio with the box. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll send you it off camera. It can't be posted, but like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the point. Like, when I get these pics, they say do not post it. Like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, it just he's what's the word I'm trying to say? Like he's eccentric, you know what I mean? Like he's over the top. He's a little fucking oozy. Like you know what I mean? Like he has an image to maintain publicly, and like if the photo's not taken in the right light, then bro, he's just fucking diva superstar at the end of the day. It just is what it is. But like I said, like yeah, babyface Ray and V's and stuff like Uzi's a totally different level. Like obviously in stardom or whatever the word is. So like having babyface and V's pull up to the office and do what they do, that's one thing. But when you have a superstar like that, you're kind of a little bit more on his terms than maybe the other situation where they were maybe on my terms more. Like you know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely know what you mean.
So
So do you
but
think
yeah, and like I said, bro, this shit, like, credit to Face and V's, like, bro, like, they went above and beyond. Like, what they did is not the normal. Like, you know what I mean? As far as promoting it literally every single fucking day. Shout out to them. You know what I mean?
um
But yeah,
do you think that use or do you not do you think that these rappers are a huge reason why anyone that is on a high level right now is on the high level? Do you think that it is definitely a huge factor in the whole getting eyes on your brand?
100%. 100%. Like, besides myself, like, Babyface Ray is the best investment I ever made. Besides investing in myself, Babyface Ray is by far the best investment I ever made. I mean, like, Bro, we were really big before that. Like we were big, bro. Like we were still dropping absurd amounts, but the baby face, like, yeah, whole nother level. Whole nother level.
Why do you?
And just because, like, bro, not to cut you off, but just like, bro, like, he went above and beyond. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, he's the best dude I've ever worked with in my life. Like, he's not like he's the realest dude you'll ever like I ever met, bro. When it comes to this shit, like, when this is a true story. So, how I got baby faced in the office the first time is like one of his homies in his inner circle was a client buying loose work, and he'd asked me before if I wanted V's to come by with a promo. So I was like, nah, I don't need it right now. Maybe in the future, I say. But but then one day he said, "Yo, I'm with Face. Like, you want him to come by the office and do a promo?" I was like, "Yeah, come by. I'm a fan. Like, you know what I mean? I like his music." So it was for the retro Cap and Crunch drop. Bro, the drop was already sold out. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't need the promo. I just wanted to get him in the room. Like, you know what I mean? I paid 10K for the promo. And I told him as soon as he got in the room, I said, "Bro, this isn't even for the promo. I don't even need the promo." I just paid the 10K to get you in the room. So, we could talk about a collab. And then, he saw the office, he saw the Captain Runch packaging. He went crazy over it. Like, the Wavy Flakes idea was his whole idea. I was trying to get away from the cereal. I had literally just made the post the day before that I'm trying to get away from the cereal. And he came in, he's seen all the boxes, and he was like, "Yo, what about a Frosty Flakes type vibe with the Detroit Tiger on it?" And I literally told him, I go, "Bro, I'm trying to get away from the cereal." He's like, "Yeah, but this shit's fire." And I was like, "Fuck, all right, here we go." And like the true story though, like when he left the office, he was texting me not within 15 minutes about the idea. Like he was all in from the beginning. You know what I mean? And then he went in overboard, posting it, bro, like overboard, like doing more than I even asked. And then like when the day of the drop come, he called me the day before. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna pull up tomorrow with my cameraman." He's like, "Go get the cereal, the real cereal. I'm gonna pull up, bro, and do a whole photo shoot." Like, you know what I mean? Like he was above and beyond. He's the reason we're about to drop in all the Michigan stores. He put us in a group chat with one of his homies in Michigan who's in all 200 stores. He said, "Yo, we want to go rec." Like he was a great investment on so many levels.
Let me ask this: why do you think that people really are huge fans of the whole fancy bags? Why is it something that is so captivating?
So I mean, bro, it's like anything else. Like it's So I always used to tell people who come into my office, like, you know, when I design a drop, right? Like you're from Massachusetts, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. I mean, anybody will know what I'm saying, but you'll know exactly what I'm saying. So when I design a drop, I design that it's going to be on a pop up table. Okay,
Yeah.
so you go to a pop up table. What's a normal vendor have? Five, six, seven, 10. Some people got fucking 20 selections on their table, which is way too many, right? So, but the reality is, if you're not the first two grabbed, you're irrelevant. Like, you know what I mean? Not everybody's picking up all 5, 10, 20 things on the smell. They're picking up two. If you're lucky, they're picking up three to smell them. So if you're not in the first two grabbed, maybe the first one picked up off the table, you're irrelevant, and that's all that separates you. Is like that's literally the little details that separate you. So it's like I knew like if that was on a pop up table, that will be the first thing you grab, no matter what. Like even if you don't know what it's for, half the people like like okay, so now I'm trying to go into a lot of dispensaries. So some of these dispensaries don't know who I am. Like when I go to them to show them the brand. But when they see the packaging, these are people who see weed every day. They can't believe what they're seeing. Like most people ask if it's weed or an edible. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but overall they're completely blown away by the packaging. And it's just like anything else. Like when it's marketing, like you like the weed game now is the weed game. It's not going to change, but you know what I mean. Like no matter what people want, it's not going to change. So like right now, the streets. This is the movement, and but it comes back to nostalgia. Obviously, I target nostalgia on people. Like like I'm 42 years old. You're obviously younger than me, but like everybody has a favorite, a core memory that brings you back to a moment in time. Like you know what I mean. So it's like that's why I don't know if you've seen it, but like I'm dropping like a whole Walkman boombox thing that plays the last verse to Biggie's "Juicy." And bro, that strikes a chord with the 30-something-year-old guys like myself that think Biggie's the best rapper ever, or and Juicy's just an all time song. So it's just like you're trying to bring people back to a memory, and and aside, and obviously this packaging is flashy, it's attractive, it's visually attractive, like you know what I mean. So you may or may not know this, but I'm about to say, but Pax of the Future is he's like my number one advisor. He's my top consultant in right now, and I talked to him, and I'm like, there's part of me wants to get away from the boxes, and like you see the Turpa Mate drop, like it's a can, and there's no bag in it, it's just a can. There's no bag. It's like a stash job that printed on,
Yeah.
and like I want to get away from the whole box thing, but he's like, bro, you got to be careful because the whole unboxing thing is a real experience. Like people, you can go on YouTube right now and find a million people that have a channel unboxing baseball cards or girls unboxing Chanel purses or fucking whatever. Like that's a real thing. Like people like opening boxes and pulling out a sticker or pulling out a spoon and a little oozy cake. You know what I mean? Like that whole unboxing thing brings you back to your child when you were opening Christmas gifts, like you know what I mean, and like it took him to tell me that to realize it, because I'm always looking for the next thing, like you know what I mean. It's like, okay, I started the boxes, but the boxes is everybody's doing it now, so like what's next? But he told me, he's like, be careful to move on too quick, because that unboxing experience is a real factor, and that's what really makes the boxes go crazy above all. Is that people really feel like they're opening a gift, and that's an important thing that hits you.
Do you ever think that like the boxes and stuff like that, doing it so close to a food design could throw some people off, and as you said, they could like think it is inedible, and it could be kind of
No, of
just
course,
misinterpreted.
without a doubt. No, of course. It's like, so to answer your question, without a doubt, absolutely. But so like these drops, um, those drops are street drops. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't know if you've seen the new the new Turps and Cakeless bags I post, or like that. Like those are recreational drops. Like you know what I mean. Like the stuff that goes on the rec market is a lot different than what will go on the streets. Like Go Global would be the only store in California that would carry my street drop. Like you know what I mean. Like it can't be like that type of stuff. Like you said, like it's the rec laws and guidelines and regulations as far as packaging are obviously much more strict, and the streets are none, of course. So it's like, to answer your question, yes, but again, that's why like I really don't drop those on the rec side, and I keep those to the street. I don't even know if that makes a fucking difference, but the answer to your question in general is yes, though. Of course, it's flashy, it targets people, obviously, but again, like that's just that's just like where the streets have now taken it. Like that's what they want, it's what they expect. So you have to just you have to go along with the game. But again, I have two different sides. Like the rec side is not that side at all. Like it's more straightforward, not all the glitz and glamour.
How would you best describe your average target audience or target consumer?
25 to 34. um 25 to 34. I mean, like, yeah, 25 to 34-year old New Yorker. I mean, this is my biggest base. Like, a lot of my clients are Dominican, Puerto Rican, Colombian, Black. They're every. I mix all. But I would, like, I'd be lying to you if I said, like, all my vendors, or most of them are Latin American. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would say that's the biggest audience. Like, the average New Yorker, though, New York is everybody. Like, but yeah, the 20, according to my Instagram statistics, 25 to 34 is the most percentage, and then 18 to 25 is my second. It's big. They're both big, but like 25 to 34 is about my vendor's age. I would say my average vendor is like 30, give or take.
Um, do you smoke everything that you sell?
Oh my God, listen to me. I'm on a fucking full candy wave right now. I know, like like I'm on record in the past saying I don't smoke candy. This is true up until like this week, bro. I'm smoking fucking candy nonstop. I don't know what happened, but like I think because I'm smoking grabba now, and like the shit tastes bomb with the grabba, and I stopped smoking Fronto Leafs. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think candy was made for Fronto Leafs. In full transparency, like I always loved the Skittles and the gas because it pulled through the leaf how I wanted it to. But now that I'm smoking joints, oh, this shit, like I like the Skittles high still the best. Like that's my favorite weed on earth. But like I see why people like the candy. Excuse me. This the shit tastes great. Like
Uh,
the high slows me down a little bit. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I get too high and I don't like that. That's why I like the Skittles. I like being more up and creative. But I understand why people like it now. But like again, I would prefer Skittles. Like without a doubt. I like the Skittles just gives me that creativity that I'm looking for. Whereas I don't know if candy gives me necessarily like creativity vibes. Like when I want to come up with ideas and shit, like I'm definitely smoking Blue Sushi or Skittles.
you
But if
don't
I want to get
think
high and chill, I'm smoking the candy.
you don't think Skittles is candy?
No, no, it's the original candy. When I say candy, I guess I'm more in talking like in
Okay.
relation to like what the streets view as candy. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
when I say streets, again, I'm talking about mainly New York, 'cause that's just my biggest audience. But like when you ask them what is Skittles candy, they're gonna say no, it's Z. Like you know what I mean? Like they put that in their own category. Even though to people like I would say me and you, like Skittles is the purest form of candy.
What would you say is the difference between small batch and commercial grown?
I mean, at this point, what's the diff, right? Half these fucking people are saying that it is small batch when it's not even small batch,
Yeah.
right? Um, that's a good question, though. Like, I used to have more opinions on this, and then, like, kind of moving out here, you realize most of them are full of shit. Like, you know what I mean? And they're not really doing what like I don't know, but I used to think under 10 lights for small batch. I don't know, but now like there's growers that will say they're doing 10 lights, but they're not doing 10 lights, bro. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what is small batch. Let me like you need to the grower. The grower is aside from trimming, the growers is man. I guess you could even make an argument for trimming if you really want to be extreme, but the grower is essentially doing everything himself without a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's watering every single plant himself. He's touching every single plant himself every day, all day. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I mean something along those lines. I mean that would have to be a factor to me. And obviously like there's certain levels of like quality of inputs and stuff like that have to be reached too. Like you know what I mean? But I don't think you can just say it's hard, bro. Because I don't even think you can just say based on a certain size. Like, what if you say it's 6 lights, but then somebody else says, okay, it's 6 lights, but it's got to be grown in soil or this that. You know what I mean? Like, what if it's 6 lights? The guy's doing every single thing that I just said. Watering everything. He has no help other than the trimming, but it's grown in fucking cocoa. Like, does it really matter? Is that not still small batch? Like, I think it is. Like, you know what I mean? It's
I
like
I
I don't
think
know
there's a
though. It's
lot of
hard. Like
things that play into it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things. Like, but like, I wonder how many people are genuinely checking off whatever. Like, if we had a conversation about it and we both wrote down 10 things that we consider small, but I wonder how many people would really be doing all 10 of those things. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like you're always going to find someone doing 9 of the 10, 8 of the 10. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. Oh, I don't know. I like better
Majority.
when I was a customer and I didn't know as much as I know now. Because sometimes when I know, the inside, like you're like, damn, like like, but like to me, like when like before, I used to think of Nemo as true small batch. Not that he's not. I'm saying, but like right now, if you said, "Yo, small batch," who would you think is the best or the smallest batches right now? I'd probably give it to like Mr. Cushington. You,
Really.
you know what I mean? His lemon up. Yeah, like I know for a fact he's way under those lights. Like in his shit, like yeah, when you see it, like this was grown with properly all the way through, like trimmed properly. Every nug looks perfect. So, but again, they're far and few in between
Isn't it
for sure.
LED grown?
Say it one more time. It kind of broke up.
Isn't Mr. Cushington's LED grown?
I genuinely don't know. I've
Right.
never seen it. I mean, I honestly haven't. I never met the guy to be honest. I just smoked his weed a lot. But again, like that's what I'm saying. Like Like nobody's really gonna hit. Like if we check all 10 things off, like there's always gonna be people come in at 9. Who's really doing all 10? Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There used to be a real meaning to small bats. And now, if you asked me 4 years ago when I moved out here, I would have told you a way different answer, and the answer would have only been Castry and Nemo. But it's not the case anymore. Like things have the term small bats has changed so much in the last 4 years. It's kind of sad.
The crazy thing I've noticed is a lot of these so-called small batch brands will also have their own like private little reserve thing for themselves that they're growing, and
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
real small bats,
yeah, it's like
the
what the
real
fuck?
fucking
What? Is,
small bats.
it's like it's just a whole
Yeah.
illusion. But
All
why?
these best growers have one light they keep for themselves. Don't
Yeah.
you know what I mean? For sure, no doubt about it.
Why do you think that indoor is so commonly seen in the cannabis industry?
That's the best.
Or, well, do you think that it's the best? Also, that's a two-part question, I guess.
No, no, I don't. But like me and you spoke recently about this. Was that the last interview or just over DM? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
just I don't know if
like
you ever.
so like outdoor is like the purest form, obviously, because it's the most natural way it could be grown. Like you know what I mean? But and the terps are always pretty true on outdoor. Like maybe the truest expression of them. Because again, it's the most natural way it could be grown. But obviously, when when it gets to indoor, like just the looks go to a whole new level. Like you know what I mean? And like obviously nowadays everything is sold on the internet. You know what I mean? Whether it's Telegram, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever the app is, and like if you, it's just how life is, bro. Like if you put a dep on it or you put a indoor, the indoor is always just gonna look 100 times better. So like with where the market is right now, and everything is sold visually, it's like that's why and but, I mean, it is better. It's not the purest, truest form, but it also is better. But if you want the, like I said, the purest form of the strain, yeah, definitely try it outdoors for sure. It's gonna smoke,
Yeah,
you
fair.
know, but it's gonna be a different experience. Like it's gonna be cleaner. It's just a different experience all around.
Okay, so that is fair. I definitely know what you mean. I think that outdoor is definitely so much different in a lot of ways. But if you had to pick,
But you have a thing like not you, but like there's obviously a common misconception that outdoor sucks. Like that's not true. Like
yes,
you know what I
yeah,
mean. Like you can get fire outdoors. It's just like you just got to go into it with an open mind and not comparing it to like the indoor shit. You know what I mean. If you can do that with an open mind, like people would not be disappointed for sure.
definitely. I think that
That's for
outdoor
sure.
is something that is like very much like thrown into this like weird category where it's like looked at as like being just not good at all. But
Trash, and it's not true. Like yeah,
yeah.
no, definitely not.
If you had to pick candy or gas, what would you kill off for your smoking pleasure?
Gas because I'm not like like because like bro, I'm smoking Skittles and Skittles would have to fall in the candy category at that point. Like I don't smoke straight gas. Like you feel me? Like I used to, dog. Like when it was Nemo and like the butter pecan is the greatest weed on earth, and guava gas was 1010. But like I don't buy that stuff no more. You know when I was doing like the reviews on like Third Eye. My answer would have been gas, but like I don't buy that stuff anymore. Like you know what I mean? Because it's just so far and few in between the great ones. But like lately, I mean, yeah, you know what I really like right now. But I mean, maybe you could, but it's like a perfect blend. Like that, I'm loving is all these sangrias. Right, I'm loving the sangria right now. I smoked it. Fucking my homie Backpack Boys Duke E. He came through with their version of it, like their sangria. Shit was 1010. Then that SD cookie jar got a fucking sangria that is out of this world. So like I'm really liking this Skittles cookies vibe that they got going on. So lately, like when that comes across my way, like pretty much no matter who it's from, like I want to smoke it. I think that's a really good mix of both.
What is the most you've ever paid for a zip, and what strain was it?
Nemo Skittles 2000
2000
all day.
Skittles?
Yeah,
Wow.
all day. Half all day, every day.
So,
Like that was like the homie price. I spent 19,000 on a pound. Like what? Yeah. Oh, but you can still get this zip for 2K if you want it, even though you just paid 20K for a unit. Yeah, fucking match, bro. Insane, insane.
as the voice of candy, What do you think that the people that are actually like candy brands that are trying to build up right now are doing that is improper and holding them back?
I'm on an interview. Yeah. But the candy brand they what can build up. So yeah, like you know, it's like any other business, right? It's it there's a lot that goes with it, bro. Like there's a lot of competition at the top. Like you know what I mean? Like I can say like in the 4 years that I since I've lived out here, like the people that like I've been working with the longest, like when they came out here into who they are now, they've elevated in like ways that like just like my brand, like we've elevated so much that like to the new people starting, like it's just like I did, bro. It can be done, but like you really like a lot of things have to go right now. Like you the thing is like you have to be willing to put it all on the line. Like the first babyface race collab we did, I made $0, made zero money. It
Wow.
was an all-in fucking play. Like you know what I mean? Like all my clients, this is their favorite rapper. Every time I get tagged and retagged in a post, it was Babyface and or it was V's. That's the only two people I was getting reposted with every fucking time. I'm like, all right, so like, bro, I have the opportunity. Let's just put it all on the line and like see what happens. But it's like it's hard, bro. Like shit's expensive. Like like these boxes, all the shit's expensive. So like you, a lot of people want to take shortcuts. They don't want to really do everything that's there. But then you got people that want to go against the wave and they want to be different. Like, oh, but I can be the one to change. No, you can't, bro. Like, for many reasons. Like, first of all, if you're just starting, you cannot be the one to change the game, like or change the pace of the game because you're just starting. You're not known enough. You don't have a big enough platform to do that. Like you know what I mean? Like a platform is everything. So when you're just starting, you have to follow the game. You have to follow it. And so if I was a new brand, I'd be making boxes, number one, because that's what the best brands are doing. And like where a lot of people seem to, luckily, this is to my advantage, but a lot of brands don't want to spend the money on what goes in the bag, and like they think because I have great packaging, I can put a weed that's like a 8.4 in it out of a 10, like, but it's not what it is. You can't do that. Like everything's got to be 10. So like look, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I hope it comes across not cocky, but I don't know how. Like it may, and it's okay. But like, there's a lot of brands that sell candy. There's a lot of brands that make packaging. I don't even think I have the coolest packaging. I have great packaging, but it's not the best. Like that jig motion jar is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Like and like, but there's a reason why the brand is looked at the way it is. Like we also put the best candy in it. Like like that the streets like. And like I said to you on our other interview, bro, it's really expensive. Like but a lot of people they want to take shortcuts and like, well, you have to have the best of everything. Like you have to have the best of everything if you really want to get to a point. Like you really can't take shortcuts. It's really about the best of everything. Yeah, the packaging is going to make them buy it the first time, not the weed. Right? The packaging will make them buy it the first time, not the weed. But they're coming back the second time for the weed. They're not coming back for the packaging the second time. And that's where a lot of people like they fail to see that. It's like the packaging make them come to you, but the weed will make them leave you. If it ain't good, they're not going to do it. And a lot of people look at, bro. You know, and there's also it's hard, dog. There's only so many good candy packs. Like, and the best brands are fighting over them tooth and nail in California. It's just if there's 5, 10, 10 candy packs, the 5 brands are going to war over them every day. So it's like when you're just starting, there's a lot of disadvantages. Like if I was a new brand just starting, that means I'm probably not getting the best prices on my packaging because I'm just starting and I'm not getting big amounts. I'm probably not getting the best prices on my weed because I'm not buying enough. Like you know what I mean? And all the big brands already bought the best. Like so, there's so many differences in there. Like in these small hurdles that most people don't think of. Like that you have to do it. Like obviously, people can be successful. There's a new big brand every day, but it's like you know The short answer: don't take a shortcut. Best packaging, best weed, best marketing. Like, again, please don't take this as cocky, but like my drops are sold out regardless. You know what I mean? I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. I have a very loyal vendor list, and they're committed, and it's sold out no matter what. But I still spend $10,000 on a little Uzi video. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, most brands spend 1,800 on a promo video. I could do that. I don't even need a promo video. The drop is sold out anyway. But like, if you want to be looked at as the best or the person leading the industry in that certain genre, you have to go the extra mile. Like, there's really there's no expense I won't do to if something like makes sense. Like, I don't mind losing it on the profit side if it gives a brand a better image. Like, where when you're just starting, you really can't do that. Like, when you're just starting, you need to worry about profit.
This is a quick interruption, but this is a interruption you're going to be glad you actually heard. Here is a very, very cool brand that you will be glad you heard about. This brand right here is Exclusive Batch. And as much as people want to say exclusive stuff isn't as good, all this weird nonsense, exclusive stuff is good due to the factor that it is harder to find. Of course, when it is more exclusive and harder to get, it makes it so that the quality is higher up. And me and Bobby talk about this during this interview, so I feel as if you guys probably already have a good understanding of this. But as you can see, quality speaks for itself. When you actually have quality in your roles or just in your life, you'll see that there's much, much higher levels that you can reach, not only mentally, but you can also just really get high. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope this is a sponsor you guys actually want to see more of. One I wanted to go to next is, what is your favorite mistake you've ever made?
That's a great question. I like that. I like the way you worded it. My favorite mistake I've ever made. Man, I don't know. I'd have to really think about my favorite fucking mistake. That's a tough question. Um, Doing drugs,
Hmm.
doing heroin. Man, I know how fucking dumb that sounds, but yo, like, bro, like, I was a fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, a fucking piece of shit. I stuck needles to dope dealers' necks to rob them. I stole everything from my parents. I was a piece of shit. But I am not anymore. I appreciate life. Um, I'm one of the most honest people you'll ever meet. Probably too honest with people. Like, you know what I mean? Because I lied so much when I was getting high. Like, what's the fucking point of lying now? Like, I don't lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was lying so much back then. It's like, why am I gonna lie now? But yeah, doing drugs, bro. It taught me a lot about myself for sure. Like, being able to stop heroin, like, was a real battle that I lost many times. Obviously, I'm beating it right now. I haven't won, but I'm beating it. And you know, overcoming stuff like that really teaches you a lot about yourself. Because like 99, again, I'm just saying a number, but let's just say 99% of people have no idea what their true lowest form really looks like. Like, you know what I mean? Shooting heroin in your neck is about as low as you can get. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? So like, we all have lows, but there's certainly degrees of lows. So like, seeing yourself in its true lowest form to where I am now, like, in between and all that stuff and during, like, there's a lot of lessons I learned that I wouldn't be the man I am now if I didn't. I know it sounds crazy. I would not be the person I am now if I didn't do drugs. I do believe that for sure. That was a really good question.
So do you think it humbled you a lot?
Yeah, I mean, oh, it's like, no, yes, yes, but no. Having a kid humbled me.
Really?
Having a kid humbled me. Yeah, it's like, look, you know, you know, the internet's a different place than what's real life. Like, you
Definitely.
know what I mean? It's easy to talk on a phone. It's easy to say shit or whatever. It's easy to hit repost or whatever. You know what I mean. It's a lot easier to do that online, but like in real life, I'm a real humble guy, bro. I help a lot of people. I do a lot for people, but it's just I'm pretty quiet in real life. But I mean, yeah, having a kid humbled me, for sure. Having a therapist humbles me. Yeah, I would say those two. But yeah, obviously drugs. I mean, that shit humbles me too. But having a kid humbles me for sure.
Do you have a favorite quote?
I mean, favorite quote. I always say, I really do say consistency is key. Like, I would probably have to say to that. Like, that's literally, I say it all the time. Like, it really is a fucking. It's so simple and it's so true. Like, like, yeah, bro. Like, when most people fail because they just stop or give up. You know what I mean? Like, what, like, what is failure? Like, you know what I mean? Like, in reality, like, what is you stopping and giving up? Like, you know what I mean? How do you know you failed? If you kept going, maybe you wouldn't have failed. Like, you know. So, the consistency, the little things, bro, the little things. Like, you know what was a really good lesson, bro, for me too? Like, this just came from my quick. Like, when I did that 100 push-ups a day for 30-day challenge, like, bro, it's so easy to do 100 push-ups. You could do 100 push-ups right now in less than fucking 5 minutes. Like, anybody could do it. Like, but for 30 days in a row, on Sundays when you don't go to the gym, on days where you just might fucking forget about it, like, and it's like I remember when it was done, like from I didn't. It wasn't even my idea. It was my two partners' ideas to even do it. Like, and they didn't even make it past a week. And like, but I felt like I really accomplished something. Like, there were days. I remember there was a day where I drove up to the bay and back. And like I had to like do the push ups literally at like 11:30 at night because I almost forgot. Like, and like, but it was just like that little win, like that you could show you like the consistency of just doing such a small thing, but for 30 days in a row, like, and like it just goes to the thing, like consistency will beat effort, bro, a lot of times, or skill rather. Effort will beat skill. They say like consistency is a big part of that. Like, people have no idea what a good regimen can do for your life.
Definitely.
You
I
know.
think I think it's amazing to see like there's so many different martial artists that we could use as an example, but like Sean O'Malley, someone like him who is
Hmm.
looked at to be like a fragile person, but he's able to put in enough work to be able to just destroy people.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
absolutely. It's just like the winners, bro. They do stuff when they don't want to do it, or they're
Mm-hmm.
not in the mood to do it, or they don't feel good, but they just do it anyway. Like, there's a lot of shit that we don't want to do, but they have to be done.
It has to.
But it's those small details that really separate people. So people think it's hard to get into like the mindset of the 1%ers, but like it's just those small details. It's literally the extra step. Like, it's just the mindset. Like, just finish the job when it's done. Like, if it's not done, we don't finish it. Like, you know what I mean? And there's little things people want to stop before doing, and like that literally the difference is separating yourself from the 1%. Very small details.
It ties back to what you said as your favorite mistake is that you did drugs. Basically, like think about it like this: like you have to go through struggle to actually see the value of actually winning and actually putting in the effort to actually get it, because
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be so much failure and so much things that come along the line of you trying to chase it that are going to try to get in your way, and they're going to be things that are going to not only hold you back, but it's going to make you self-doubt yourself in a lot of weird ways where it's just going to be not the easiest time to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think
No, facts.
anyone on that chase will fully know what I'm saying right there. But it's like it's something that is well worth it once you actually get it. You know what I mean? Because
No, of
then
course, absolutely,
the appreciation you have for it
absolutely.
is it's well worth it. But I also have a
Life's
few.
not supposed to be easy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
No,
supposed to be easy. Like, if it's worth it, you should struggle to get it. Like, you know what I mean? Anything worth it should not be easy to obtain.
exactly. I think that it's like it's gonna feel so much better once you actually do put in the work too. You know what I mean? If it comes quick, then you're gonna fuck it off so much quicker. But
100%.
with that said, I have a few questions that people sent in on Instagram. One of them was,
Oh, good.
what grabba do you use?
So these little Uzi fucking pre rolls are filled with something called Bristow that I just learned about. So apparently Bristow is from a certain section in fucking New York, you know. But like, so when I made the post the other day in my Telegram saying, I got two highs going on right now, the weed and the Bristow, I knew I was onto something. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, but I knew there was something going on. Apparently, the shit's soaked in like Jamaican rum,
Hmm.
and then it gets fucking dried and broken up. So yeah, bro, you gotta get fucking drunk sometimes. Like it's crazy. Like this, but I don't like that grabber right now. It's way too much for me. I don't know. It's just like this regular. Like you said, I come from smoking the frontos and the backwoods, so it's just like I gotta find the name of it, but it's just I don't know. It's good, but it's more fine. It's just tobacco. You know what I mean? And it got me off the smoking frontal leaf. It satisfied my needs. You know what I mean for the tobacco. But like today when we were smoking the pink pebbles, I think we smoked two or three joints, and none of those were spicy. They were all clean. So, but now I can smoke a clean joint without craving tobacco. Whereas before, like I'm smoking so much fucking Fronto, like I needed it, and the grabber was the middleman in between. So now I can kind of smoke a regular joint and not be disappointed.
Did you ever smoke cigarettes?
No, no, never a cigarette person.
Yeah, because I used to smoke cigarettes, and I feel like that is like the reason why I enjoyed blunts for the most part was like the effects, like you know what I mean, like the tobacco effect,
Yeah,
which isn't
I mean, it's just
necessarily.
what I smoked my entire career, basically, except for like maybe a short period in between. Like, I started off with literally Philly blunts, went to the fucking Dutch Masters, went to the Ganjarillos, like, so it's like, it was always tobacco leaf for me, even though I never, I think because in the wind on the East Coast, if you're smoking outside, like, them papers would get ran through. Like, you know what I mean? The tobacco leaf always withstood it a little bit
Yeah,
better.
that is true actually.
Yeah.
His another question they had was, do you look at the flour before making the bags?
No,
No.
no, I'm not even going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like yes and no, but I guess more no, like because it's like, bro, I just buy out a facility, like you know what I mean. So it's like there are plenty of facilities that I bought out that month, but like you just know what's coming at the end of the month technically, but you have no idea what it's going to look like. You know what I mean? Like if I'm buying out facility A, say, like I know the caliber of weed that comes out of facility A, but technically speaking, like I'm buying the whole room once they turn it over. So like you have an idea of what to expect because you've seen it in the past, but like theoretically speaking, you don't know exactly what it's going to look like because they got to grow it type of
Definitely.
vibe. But again, it's just like I know the facilities that I work with, and like so I do know what to expect. Again, like loosely, you know what I mean. But so it's in the middle. Like, but do I know the exact finished product? No, I do not. It's definitely not.
That's fair. The last one,
Yeah.
the third question that was sent in was, are you open to taking branding ideas from just people, just regular people?
Yeah. Oh, I got a standing offer for anybody, bro. You get me a fire idea that I can brand. I will give you a free unit for your idea. I did it with somebody recently. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I've done that, and I feel like I've done that in the past with people too. Like that, no, that's a no. I did. What the fuck was the drop? Now you got me thinking. I made a post in my Telegram. Somebody gave me a dope ass idea. Oh my god, you know what it was? And I couldn't even fucking really do it. He gave me the Fortnite idea
Oh shit.
and to do the chest, but the production cost was so expensive that it was such a great idea, but like realistically the numbers didn't match. But like yeah, he would have a free unit. Absolutely, that's a standing offer to anybody.
Do you think
Anybody,
that?
please.
I mean, I feel like that question is like, I don't know. I feel like that guy
Hmm.
probably DMing you is the best situation for that. So I would say in a situation like that, for the
Yeah,
person who asked it, DM BZ. If it's a good
yeah,
enough,
definitely.
if it's a good enough idea, not only is he gonna
Yeah,
take care of you, but it's also gonna be something that you probably will get credit for too. So it's gonna be something that you could
yeah.
potentially, you know what I mean? So
No, absolutely, bro. What? Yeah, you're doing me a favor. I come up with all the ideas myself. Would be easy, but like shit, help never hurt.
yeah,
You
why
know what I
not?
mean? We need them definitely.
um, let me. I have two more questions that are mine.
Yeah, you're good.
Is there So do you think that Instagram as an app, do you think that that is holding some smaller plugs back due to the factor of it having some sort of corruption to it where people are able to kind of pay to play? Do you think that that could be holding some small brands back and then keeping some people at a higher pedestal?
I mean, yes and no. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely factors, of course. There's definitely factors, whether it's whether it's Instagram deleting a post, or so you can't post what you want to post, or like you said, pay to play. No, it's definitely a factor for sure. But I would hope to think for those brands that that's not the only reason they're being held back. Like you know what I mean? I'm sure there's other reasons too that's happening.
Yes.
I mean, that should not be the only reason. Obviously, social media is a really big fucking factor, if not the
Yeah.
biggest. And but there's a lot of things that go with it, bro. You know, it's just like some people don't know how to market themselves, some people don't spend the money to market themselves. There's a lot of factors, bro. There are a lot of people with an Instagram that don't know what they're doing either.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. Like like I have, like I was saying about Back to the Future, like I have a trap team and I have a non-trap team. Like you know what I mean? And he's non-trap team. Like he's my number one advisor. He's my consultant. He helped me organize my recreational side. He helped me negotiate shit. Like you know what I mean? But then I have my trappers. Like whereas a lot of people just have trappers. Like if I like I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I have Gabe Back to the Future, because he's significantly smarter than me. And it's like I think people, as much as they want to invest in packaging, or as much as they want to invest in this and that, like, don't forget about your team. You know, there are professionals out there that can help you. Maybe it's not you, but I'm saying like maybe someone has a brand and they're struggling with creativity. There are professionals out there that can help you. They're literally creative agencies if you wanted. Like, you know what I mean? There are Chat GPT. There's fucking this. There's that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of tools that people don't really take advantage of. I'm still trying to understand the whole Chat GPT and AI thing. That's still a little bit below my age, but I use Chat GPT more for like restaurants and shit.
Hmm.
But like I know there's value there that I could use with my brand. I just don't really know what it is yet. But I do know there's got to be something there. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of tools out there that can be used, and I just maybe the average trapper is not thinking like that. Whereas like myself and these top brands like run the shit like a real business. I got fucking 10 employees, like real business. Like you know what I mean? And I think sometimes that's another thing that the top brands do. They have good teams, and they don't micromanage their team. You know?
So let me ask this. That kind of just led me to another question. Do you think Instagram is corrupt?
Yeah, of course it's corrupt. It's a fucking owned by fucking Zuckerberg. The guy is fucking, of course it's corrupt. Look at fucking Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes without being said. I'm a fucking bro. What? I'm a fucking. We live in a licensed state. I mean, you do too, right? Like Massachusetts and California are super fucking legal states, 100% compliant. Like, you can't even post a fucking picture of weed if you're legal or not. Like, you know what I mean? You cannot. Like, but you could post alcohol, guns, this, that, and a third. Like, like, what's the real agenda? Like, there's clearly an agenda, like, obviously, because why the fuck could you? I can post a gun or pills or this or that, but I can't post weed. Like, you know what I mean? So there's obviously some type of agenda. But yeah, but everything is corrupted. Unfortunately, big business is corrupted. It's just what it is, bro. It's like fucking weed game. Everything is corrupted, bro. Like, you that's a good documentary you could do. It's fucking California dispensaries, bro. The system is fucking made to fail. They got to pay quarterly taxes. If you don't pay it on the due date, they like double or some shit. Like, bro,
Wow.
they're made to bury dispensaries. Like, look into that. The California dispensary taxes, the quarterly tax, shit like that, bro. Like these taxes and regulations are made to bury dispensaries, not for them to succeed. There's no write offs. like legal cannabis dispensary, there's no write offs for their business, zero. Like what other multi-billion-dollar industry there are no tax write-offs for you?
Yeah.
Like none of these dispensaries, cookies, Backpack Boys, Go Global, you name it, no tax write-offs. Like
Just
that's not how life works. It's made for you to feel.
just for an example though, for
It's
anyone who doesn't know what a write-off is, like basically if you were to have some sort of huge business, or not even huge, but like someone like Grant Cardone, he writes off all of
mhm.
these luxurious things like helicopters and stuff due to him traveling so
Business
much.
expense.
Yes, it's a smart move, very
None of
smart.
that. They fly to New York for 420. These California dispensaries, they can't write that flight off.
No.
It's designed to fail.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal. Like it's definitely not made for them to succeed. Damn,
It
that's a beat.
it
But
makes the
yeah,
black
you
market.
know what I mean.
Yeah, it makes the black
Yeah,
market possible.
literally, bro. Like, look what's going on in New York right now. It's fucking disgusting what they're doing to those people.
Yeah, it's
Like, sad. Like, but there's a liquor store on every fucking corner, and all this shit. Bro, take your cut. We're trying to give you it. Just take it. Like, we're trying to give the government its cut. Take it. We're not trying to argue it here. We just want the shit. You want the shit to be legal and all that shit, but they're not ready for it yet.
that leads me to one
That's,
question I have to ask this. So you're in California. Do you see it getting worse out there since you went there? Do you think that it's
in
getting
terms of
better or
what,
worse?
like the dispensaries.
Just average day, like on.
Oh, you mean just like the LA in general?
Yeah,
So I will say like this, like where I'm at, like bro, this shit used to be a fucking disaster.
really.
Like tents here, tents there, tents wherever. They cleared this shit all up. Like this is like last year and this year, like they've done a pretty good fucking job in Hollywood. Like they've done a good job cleaning up. Like don't get me wrong, they just relocate you to other places. Like but but yes, technically speaking, over here, yes, downtown's a mess. I don't really go downtown no super often, but yeah, but in this general area, like now that like COVID's officially over and people are traveling again, you can tell they definitely are making a real attempt to clean up the tourist areas where people walk for sure. Like,
Yeah,
I watched them cleaning up a big encampment up the street like a week ago. They were out there early moving everybody, you know? So yeah, definitely in the last year and a half, 100%.
convenient
But
timing.
again, they're just moving the shit somewhere else. Like
Yeah,
it's not really cleaned up. They're just relocating the shit somewhere else.
yeah, great
So
timing. But
yeah, exactly.
I think that it's definitely interesting to see. I think that New York is gaining a lot of steam because of that, but it's also just as hectic out there. It's just as weird out there right now. Um, with that
Yeah,
said,
definitely.
who do you think I should aim to have on here? Who do you think I should? Who do you think would pair well for someone like me?
What kind of conversations do you want to have with the person?
I'm trying to have more of like a educational, where like someone I definitely am aiming for growers, but I definitely want to have someone
I
who
think Path to
has
the Future is the smartest person I've ever met.
definitely.
Like he's he's brilliant. B, he's heady as fuck. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like he's heady. He gets the best of the best. People give it to him all the time. Like he's extremely knowledgeable. You know. I hope I'm allowed to say this, but like he helps everyone smoke greatly. Like he's part of that team. He's my number one advisor. Like make that crystal clear. Like so, he has a lot of inputs and outlooks in the industry in many different ways. Whether it's seeing the trap side of EAZY now, or the heady community, the rosin community. Like he's super fucking knowledgeable. He knows every brand and every heady person knows him, and vice versa. He'd be good. I think you should consider interviewing. I don't know if he does his own interviews because he's usually the host. But what about LMC?
I
You,
actually
you know,
interviewed
what
him.
about Luke? Oh, nice. Yeah, Luke. That would be cool. What about I Fear Mids?
That would be interesting. I actually thought about that before. I thought
I
about
got
that.
one for you right now. All right, ready? Tato the Picasso, the voice of the trap.
Oh, okay. I think he's the New York kid.
He's the face of spray. Tato the Picasso, the
Face of
voice of the
spray.
trap. Because you know, like I know that topic is interesting to you, the
Yeah,
terp and the spray shit. Like you know, his personality is very big. You know, he's an open book. I mean, at least from what I know, he comes across as an open book. I think that he would. I don't think like I think he would answer any question you ask. Like, you know what I mean, and it would be in a raw form.
yeah,
And I think, yeah, I think he would. I think he'd be a great interview. You know what I mean? Like, he's somebody that's out there marketing himself, promoting himself better than like no lie, like better than anybody. Like if I had that fucking kid's hustle to go market myself the way he markets himself, because like the dude's outside all day every day.
yeah.
Like
He
I
is.
think there's a great interview out there with him. Like I don't know when his page first started, but like, yeah, they almost just crashed. But like, I don't know when his page first started, but I'm a fan of it because like for all the reasons I just said. But like, just observing it from the outside, his growth, his follower growth is absurd.
Yeah.
His followers go up at an absolutely insane rate.
Oh,
Like you know, so like as a viewer, I would like to know, like, why does he think that happened? Like, you know, my following goes up big, but I can explain to you why. I drop so much, there's a million QR codes on boxes. Like, you know, of course it's going to go up, but that's not how he does it. Like, whereas he's more outside, really building his following. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I genuinely believe he would be a dope ass interview.
I
Like,
think
it's something
those.
that I would watch immediately and really be curious to hear.
I think
Like, for sure.
Those New York guys have such like a crazy energy that is like it's hard to not
Yeah,
watch. You know what I mean?
100%. And, like, he's just raw, bro. Like he's not pulling any punches. Like
No.
like he rarely put his face to spray. Like
Yeah.
you know, and like who like. Bro, people fucking literally make fun of the kid all day and talk shit, and he still goes out there with a smile and he's happy. Like you know, like I would as a viewer, I would like to hear his thoughts and opinions and all that, and like, wow, you know, yeah, bro, the dude, you know, regardless of people's opinion on spray, I'm just talking the dude business side. Like
Yeah.
he's a really interesting person to me. Like you know what I mean?
I've
I
definitely
think that
taken
would be a
notes of it.
dope interview. Yeah, that would be a dope interview.
I'm gonna
You
definitely
know,
ask I Fear Mids as well because I think that that one would be interesting. I think that that one.
you need people that are going to be able to touch different topics and have good followings. So you know you can build your following too. You know, and I can do that. I feel Mage can definitely do that. Tato can do that. Those are just three off the top of my head. You know, but there's other people like that. That's what you should be looking for. Maybe people in different markets too, so you can you know get more followers and reach in different markets. You know, but definitely yes,
One
that's a good one. Gabe and Tato the Picasso and I feel Mids.
One last question I have: if I ever had a situation where there was someone who wanted to represent the OG side in a debate, would you be down to have a debate with someone where you represent Candy?
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, bro. Yeah, of course. I'm here to do all media and talk. Like, you know, this is what I like. You know, obviously, I got to know the guidelines. Like, I'm not trying to get in an arguing match with
No.
somebody. You know what I mean. But like, I would debate somebody on like it's just a straight debate. Like my point of view versus theirs. Yeah, no problem. But like, I also don't want to get like in a cell match because at the end of the day, it's like you know how it is. Like, yeah, Skip Bayless is fucking entertaining, but he's also a little bit too much when he's yelling and screaming at the TV. You know,
Definitely.
because like no matter what, like when we do it, like people's opinions are already formed. Like you know what I mean? So like as long as it's not like I'm trying to prove you wrong and you're trying, you know, prove myself right. But yeah, we could debate, like no problem. Like I
Yeah.
could tell, yeah, like I said, it's business. Like you know, absolutely,
I truly
I'm
think that
down.
debates like that, where people are able to share their views and then allow people to actually think about why they think this way or think that way, is healthy. I think it's a great way for people to
I agree.
actually see why they are spending money this way or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a great way for the market to evolve, and
No, I
overall,
agree because it's the best way to learn too. Like if you have
yeah,
two people that are educated up there and they're actually talking. You know what I mean? And like the point is to educate the people and not win the debate. Like you know what I mean? Because like no one's going to win the debate.
no
Like
one.
you can't win a debate. Like you know what I mean? But we could go out there and educate people and say, "Yo, and be easy. This is why I do candy, and this is the reasons why." Like you know what I mean? For sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Definitely.
I think it would be
I'd
very
be down.
interesting. But
Yeah, hell yeah.
I appreciate this. This was definitely something that I want to start doing with a lot more people and stay more consistent with. I've been definitely a little bit inconsistent with this, but it's definitely something I feel is going to be great for not only me to learn a lot more, but also for people to learn along with me. So much appreciation for your time, and this is definitely something that I think a lot of people will appreciate. So this is great.
No, no, I appreciate it. Like I said, bro, I'm always here. I'm always ready to hop on. Um, I can talk to Tato too and see what the deal is. Or if you need help with IFM mids, let me know and I'll help that too.
That'd be
But
dope.
yeah, no, I appreciate the time, bro. This is a good one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Have a
Later,
good day.
guys. Bye.